Okay, let's have a look at some of that Venn diagram and probability communication. So here I've redrawn my Venn diagram and we're going to look at a few different style of questions. So the first one we're going to look at is what is the probability of picking someone who likes AFL and tennis? So AFL and tennis. So firstly, we are going to introduce a new symbol. And it's almost like an upside down U. So for our probability of A and T, we're going to be writing it like this. We're going to be writing it as P R A T. So we have the probability of A and T. So A and T, and that's the way I remember it. And has an N. So we use this upside down U symbol. So let's have a look at our Venn diagram. So we have AFL circle and we have the tennis circle over here. So what this is asking is how many people like both AFL and tennis. So we want them to be in this circle and this circle, but we don't want them to be in this circle. So these two circles, the AFL and the tennis one, is represented by this part up here. So we can see that in this part of the circle there is 0 people. So the probability of writing, or the probability of finding someone who likes AFL and tennis from this Venn diagram would be 0. Let's write that in now. Equals 0 out of how many people in total? Well, we said there was 23 people. So 0 out of 23. Now, in our next example, we have the probability of B or A. So this means that this is asking how many people are in the basketball circle or the AFL circle. But we haven't what this is asking is how many people are in the basketball circle or the AFL circle. Let's have a look at our Venn diagram. So we have the basketball circle and we also have the AFL circle. So what this is asking is how many people are in this circle or this circle. So we use another symbol for this. This is called the union. So one way you can remember it is when two people get married, that's a union. So it's the combining of two different things. So we can write this, and you might have guessed from the word that I'm using, we can write this as PR of B with what looks like a U for union. B with the union of A. So how many people are in the basketball circle or the AFL circle? Let's have a quick look here. So we have how many people in the AFL circle? We have 6, 2, and a 7. And how many people are in the basketball circle? We have a 2, a 7, a 1, and a 4. Now here's where you have to be careful. You do not want to add the same number twice. So here we have 6 plus 2 plus 7. That would be 15. Plus 1, 16. Plus 4, which is 20. So there is a probability of 20 out of 23 that we would pick someone that likes either AFL or basketball. Let's write that in now. So 20 out of 23. So these are the two new symbols that you're going to start seeing. This N looking symbol for and this U symbol for union. So let me quickly rub these out and we'll do a couple more. Okay, that's all rubbed out. So now we're going to look at two new examples. So what is the probability of not AFL? So a new form of communication, when we want something which is not that, or we want everything else, what we do is we put a little dash next to it. So it looks like this. So you can see my little dash next to my A, and that means we want everything that's not in A. Let's have a quick look at our circles. So what we want is we don't want A. So one thing I like to do to help me with my Venn diagrams is I like to cover up A. Let's quickly do that. So if we cover up A, we're covering up all of these numbers. So we're left with a 3, a 1, and a 4. So the probability of getting not A, or picking someone that doesn't like AFL, would be 8 out of 23. Let's write that over there now. Okay. So next we have the probability of A and B and T. So what we're looking for is something that's in circle A and circle B and circle T. Let's have a quick look at our Venn diagram. So we want something that is in this circle and this circle and this circle. So you might be able to see that this 7 in the middle is in all three circles. So the answer would be 7 out of 23. Let's write that now. Okay, so we have a couple new symbols. We have this N looking symbol, which means and, so it's the middle of circles. We have the word not, which uses the little dash, so we don't want that circle. And we have a U, which is called the union, which is stuff that appears in both of them, as they are combined. Let's write a couple more examples to help with some of those more tricky questions. Alright, we have two more questions. We have, what is the probability of picking someone who likes less than 2 sports? So something to keep in mind here is it says less than. So it doesn't mean that it includes 2, it wants less than 2. So we don't want to include the number of people that like 2 sports. If we have a look at our Venn diagram, the people in this one are in both these two circles. So they like two sports. The people in this one here are in all three circles. So they like three sports. So the people that like one sport are only in this circle. They are just in this circle. Or they are just in that one there. So the number of people that like only one sport, or less than two sports, would be 6 plus 4 plus 3, which is 13. So 13 out of 23 people in this Venn diagram like less than two sports. Let's just write it here because we're out of space. 13 out of 23. Now, in this example, we don't have any that are outside the circle. So if it was saying that it wants less than 2, that would also include the people that might be written on the outside of our Venn diagram. Because they like less than 2 sport, they like no sport, and 0 is less than 2. Our next example is 2 or more. So another way this might be worded is greater than or equal to 2, but 2 or more. So the way this is worded clearly says that we want 2, we can include 2, or more than 2. So as we just mentioned here, these people like 2 sports, these people like 2 sports, and these people in the middle like 3. So we have 1, 2, and 7 people that like 2 or more sports. So let's write that answer down now. So 2 plus 7 plus 1, 10. So this equals 10 out of 23. So remember to keep an eye on words like just, which is just in one circle. Words that might be or, which means 2 circles. Words like and mean that they are in both circles, in 2 circles. Sorry. And you can also have and 3 circles, so you might have 2 of those and symbols. We also have dash, which means not that one. So again, what you might like to do is you might like to cover, so not tennis. So you would cover all of the tennis circle and all of the numbers in the tennis circle. And then you can see that your numbers are left over. That trick will actually come quite in handy with our next lesson, which is going to be on two-way tables. So be careful about what your questions are asking. Are they asking for a probability or a proportion? Or are they just after the one number, like saying how many people are in just basketball? It would just be 4, as opposed to writing the probability, which is 13 out of 23. Good luck with the questions. I'll see you in the next video where we look at two-way tables.